Ay, magandang umaga, maulan na umaga. Magandang umaga, maulan na umaga sa inyo. Nakamas ako, sorry. Itong press ko na to, unang-una, pag-uusapan natin ay regarding kay Kiefer, yung sitwasyon ni Kiefer. Two, pag-uusapan natin ay yung mga bago naming polisiya na explain namin mamaya sa part 2. At isasama na rin natin yung mga tanong nyo kay Bobby Ray Parks. Sorry doon sa mga nag-text na hindi ko agad masagot kahapon kasi may game. Unang muna tayo kay Kiefer. Kinausap ng NLEX ang Board of Governors kung paano malulutas o masusulusunan itong kay Kiefer. Nagkausap, kaya mamaya, magsasalita mamaya ang NLEX. Mamaya, pagsasalitain din natin si Kiefer kung ano ang mga nangyari. Pinayagan ng Board of Governors, kami, ng PBA, si Kiefer kasi may mga kondisyon kami. At hindi ito magiging president. Hindi ito president kasi mamaya malalaman naman nyo yung iba-iba naming polisiya. Sasalita muna si Gobrod. Hindi pala si Gobrod. Si Boss Ronald ng NLEX.
Morning, media friends, PBA press corps. The NLEX Road Warriors is happy to announce that an agreement has been reached with the PBA to allow Kiefer to play in Japan B-League for 1 season. This agreement was reached following discussions between the PBA board, Commissioner Willie Marshall, the NLEX Road Warriors management, and Kiefer's camp. Kiefer has committed to return to the Philippines and play for the Road Warriors after his 1-year stint with the Shiga Lake Stars. Meanwhile, Kiefer continues to play for the Road Warriors in the ongoing All-Filipino Conference. We understand Kiefer's pursuit for personal development and the desire to showcase the Filipino brand of basketball overseas by suiting up for the Shiga Lake Stars. We gave Kiefer our conditional support in fulfilling his dreams of playing abroad. But as we mentioned earlier, we needed to conduct a deliberate review of his contract before a release could be issued. The UPC was signed on September 1, 2020 with a term of 3 years. This UPC viewed as a tripartite agreement among the team owner, the player, as well as the PBA. And as member of the PBA family, we remain deeply committed to the policies of the league. Unfortunately, Kiefer's contract with NLEX was still live when he signed a commitment to play with Shiga Lake Stars. Ever since the news on Kiefer's Japan stint came out, the PBA, of which the Road Warriors is an integral part, was unfairly subjected to negative public sentiment and scrutiny even though it had no knowledge of the situation. We apologize to the PBA for being dragged into this commotion. It is our sincere hope that the basketball fans now move on as we resolve this issue amicably. We thank the PBA board and the commissioner for their leadership and utmost cooperation on this matter. We also thank Kiefer and his family, and most of all, the Road Warriors fans for their understanding and support. Thank you.
Yan po ang Yan po ang statement ng NLEX. Ngayon po, magsasalita naman po si Kiefer.
Good morning and a very pleasant day to our press corps. I've learned a lot since my Japanese team, the Shiga Lake Stars, announced my signing with them last June 2021. Looking back, I should have sought clearance from the PBA before signing with Shiga. As everyone knows, and as widely reported, I had an existing 3-year UPC contract under employment, which I had signed with the NLEX Road Warriors last September 2020. I understand the UPC is viewed as tripartite agreement by and with the PBA, and that my signing with Shiga could have caused legal repercussions. This caused undue controversy and bad vibes with the PBA, which I know is only looking out for the best interest of Philippine basketball and for us PBA players. I apologize for any hurt feelings and stress that this has caused the PBA and to my team, the NLEX Road Warriors. I specifically want to apologize to the PBA Board of Governors and Commissioner Willie Marshall, who I know are doing their best to lead the PBA in meeting the changes and challenges brought about by the pandemic. Mga boss, di ko po sinasadya na dagdagan pang sakit ng ulo nyo. Pasensya na. Most especially, I want to apologize to the PBA fans for the controversy and the distraction. It was not my intention. With that said, I would like to give a big thank you to the PBA for allowing me to join the Shiga Lake Stars this season. The esteemed Board of Governors, Boss Al Francis, Boss Robert, Boss Rene, Boss Dicky, Attorney Raymond, Attorney Marmeto, Boss Vice Chairman Bobby, Boss Eric, Boss Siliman, Boss Ricky, Boss Rod, and Boss Al have been gracious throughout this whole process, and I also would like to thank them for their patience and professionalism. I would also like to thank the team owners of the PBA for their generosity in maintaining and funding the league despite the challenges of the pandemic. I would also like to say thank you to the NLEX Road Warriors for their support from day one and during this ordeal. I also want to give my thanks to my head coach and my coaching staff, Coach Sheng Giao, for his support and guidance as well. I am very much excited to play for Shiga this season. I'm excited to wave the Philippine flag and prove that Filipino can. I'll be back next year to suit up for the NLEX Road Warriors and play in front of our home fans. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan po, si Kiefer ay kailangan umalis kasi may practice pa. Pero nandito po sa atin si Boss Ronald at ang legal ng NLEX, si Attorney JD, for your questions. Kiefer, maraming salamat.
Thank you.
May questions regarding sa mga statement nila? Walang questions. Si Kinito, may Michelle, pakisabi ko sinong Kinito.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me, Com?
Okay.
Good morning sa inyo lahat. My question is about possible sanctions, considering that existing ang kontrata ni Kiefer with the PBA and NLEX. Are there sanctions that will be needed because of this development? And secondly, Com, if I may, also, considering that Japan is now looking at more and more Filipino players, should there not be an arrangement between the Japanese League and the PBA that if there are any players they're getting from the PBA, there should be some kind of developmental fee paid to the PBA in getting those players, because napahinog natin yung player, napaganda yung kanilang career, tapos ang makikinabag yung Japan. Dapat siguro, bigyan naman ng konting recognition ng PBA for developing that player. So maybe some kind of an arrangement between the leagues so that naman properly compensated ang PBA because tayo nagpapalaki at nagpapaganda ng career ng player tapos ang Japan na makikinabang. Anyway, just those two questions. Yung sanction and number two, a possible developmental fee. Thank you, Com.
Doon muna ako sa number 2. So number 2, nakipag-usap na kami since April. Yung si Deputy Commissioner Eric Castro at yung EA natin na si Mitch Flores at si Atty. Melvin sa Japan League, Basketball League. So since April, nag-uusap na kami. Bago pa mangyari nga itong kay Kiefer, nag-uusap na. So tama ka, gusto nila makipag-usap. Sinabi nila sa akin na mag-usap kami regarding sa referees, sa technologies, kung ano pwede pang pagpunta, kung pwede daw kami pumunta doon, pumunta sila dito, may COVID pa. Pero nag-uusap na kami kinito. Number 2, regarding sa sanction, may fine ang NLEX. Hindi ko na sasabihin kung ano amount, pero may fine ang NLEX. Okay, Kinito?
Com, just a follow-up question. Sabi po ni Kiefer, 1 year lang ang kanyang agreement with Japan. And then he'll come back here. Pero paano kung maganda kanyang performance sa Japan and if he's offered to stay or to renew, will that opportunity still be available for Kiefer? Or ang commitment niya, 1 year lang tapos babalik sa atin?
Sasagot muna ako tapos siguro sasagot ang NLEX. Nangako sa akin si Kiefer, babalik siya. May mga sanction na sinabi ko kay Kiefer pag hindi siya bumalik. Sabi ni Kiefer sa akin, kahit tumaas yung sweldo ko, babalik ako. Hindi naman tungkol sa pera. Yun ang sinabi niya sa akin. Diba? As of now. Hindi naman tungkol sa pera kung babalik ako. Gusto ko lang ma-experience ang international. Yun ang sinasabi niya sa akin. Pwede niyo tanungin si Kiefer kasi yun ang pagkakasabi sa akin. May sanction si Kiefer pag hindi bumalik. Boss Rod? Or...
in addition lang,
Boss Ronald, sorry.
In addition lang, nito, we signed an agreement also. It's agreement since we will terminate the contract of existing contract of Kiefer. No? And part of the agreement is for his commitment to return to NLEX after 1 year.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sino pa? Ruben. Kagabi pa to si Ruben. Ruben, go ahead.
Yun nga, nangako si Kiefer na malalaro after a season, no? But yun nga, may fine, but pag kunwari hindi siya bumalik. But meron din bang process pag kunwari Kiefer really wants to play another season, what will the process be after that? Kung sakali lang. Magpapaalam ba dapat uli or may ganun ba dapat na usapan uli?
Sorry, Ruben. Tama ka. Kaya mamaya didiscuss namin mga polisiya namin. That's 1. 2, pinangako ni Kiefer, babalik siya after a year. Babalik siya next year sa atin kung kailan matatapos si season nila. Pinangako ni Kiefer yun. Tingnan natin. Pag hindi tinupad ni Kiefer, may mga sanction, may gagawin kami. Sinabi ko kay Kiefer kung anong gagawin namin sa kanya. Pero sabi niya, babalik ako.
Ito bang kay Kiefer, the entire conference siya maglalaro, tatapusin niya or paano ba? Anong mangyayari?
Ruben, yes, part of this statement kanina, na he will continue to play with the NLEX until this ongoing All Filipino Conference until the last playing date of NLEX.
So, example lang po, umabot po sa finals ng NLEX. Hindi ko pa po kasi alam kung hanggang kailan yung finals. Kunwari, lalagpas, magka-clash po ba yung schedule ng Shiga and PBA? If ever lang po umabot sa finals ang NLEX, or hopefully naman will happen.
Then if that will be the case, then we'll honor yung agreement namin na until the last playing date of the All Filipino Conference. Kung hanggang saan pupunta si NLEX.
For the record po, hanggang kailan po ba yung PBA conference yung umabot ng Game 7 lahat?
Game 7, naabot kami ng January. Hindi. As of now, October. First or second week ng October.
Alright, Com. Thank you po.
Salamat. Philip, go ahead.
Good morning po, Com Willie and Sir Ronald. Linawin ko lang po, yung pong deal ni Kiefer pagbalik po, di ba po may parang 2 years pa po siya, makakount pa rin po ba yun? Pagbalik po niya, ilang taon na lang po matitira sa extension niyan sa kontrata?
Kasi nasa kanila kontrata sandali. Sige. Si Attorney JD.
Philip, Attorney JD will answer your
Explain ko lang since, well, makuha nyo naman yung statement natin, diba? Pero just to backtrack a bit, ang nangyari kasi, diba, nag-sign si Kiefer ng kontrata with Shiga while his contract with NLEX Road Warriors was still live, right? So in order for Kiefer to play in Japan, nakiusap kami sa PBA and we're very grateful that they were very gracious enough to accommodate us and Kiefer's camp. And the agreement is yung current contract ni Kiefer will end once the current conference ends. Okay, so Kiefer has committed to play until the last game of the NLEX Road Warriors in this conference, right? So, alam ko, merong bagong polisiya sila ang PBA board na i-discuss nila later. Pero pag nag-terminate yung kontrata ni Kiefer, his commitment is to come back after 1 year. And when he does so, he will sign a new contract with the NLEX Road Warriors under the new framework na i-discuss nila mamaya. I hope that's clear.
All right, thank you po.
Jerry Ramos, kagabi rin pa to eh. Jerry.
Good morning, Com. Good morning, Sir Ronald and to Attorney. Com, I would just like to clarify yung sinasabi mong sanction sa NLEX and not kay Kiefer.
Tama. NLEX. Sanction sa NLEX. Yung fine na yun.
Okay. With regards kay Kiefer, walang sanction ng PBA for his act?
Wala, pero may commitment. Tripartite kasi yan, may commitment sa akin si Kiefer. So, yun ang hinahawakan ko. At sa NLEX, di ba? With NLEX pati. Nangako silang dalawa. So, ang finahin namin, NLEX. Kasi ganun na naging proseso na parang napayagan sila ng NLEX, natin, di ba, sa polisiya, sa lumang polisiya. So nag-usap na kami dyan.
Com, ano ba yung agreement na yan? Verbally or may written yan? May written clause?
May written sa amin. Okay. Yung kontrata nila, pagpasok na kontrata ni Kiefer, pati ako, peperma sa bagong kontrata, may kasulatan, may usapan kami ni Kiefer na ni-record namin na umuo si Kiefer.
Okay. And na lang to Boss Ronald, sir, bali pagkatapos ng All Filipino, sinasabi niyo ba in effect, wala na yung previous contract ni Kiefer, no? Mawawala ng saysay na yon?
That's true, Jerry.
Dahil once he returns, magsasign siya uli ng panibagong contract under the new agreement na papalabas ng PBA board, no?
Tama.
Okay. Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, Jerry.
Philip ulit. Philip, may tanong ka?
Okay na po yun, Com. Salamat po.
Kanina pa yun.
So, wala na. Okay na ang NLEX. Okay na kayo kay Kiefer. So, baka may tanong ko yung mamaya. Pasensya na kayo. Pag may game, hindi ko kayo masasagot. Jerry, may tanong ko ulit, Jerry.
Kay Sir Ronald lang, sir. Kumusta naman ang team now that naging official na yung pag-alis ni Kiefer sa NLEX after the Philippine Cup?
Ang focus naman right now is the ongoing All Filipino Conference. And naman natin si Coach Yang will after this week we will talk to the team. Of course, with this official announcement, we'll also talk to the team.
May kukunin na ba kayong player who will replace Kiefer's place?
Marami pa kami, partner eh. Marami pa yung marami pang next in line doon eh sa roster natin. So ako
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sige nga, sir.
Hello. Hello, narinig niyo kami? Yeah.
Yes, Ko.
Yes.
Narinig niyo kami. Sorry, nawala ang monitor namin. Narinig niyo kami?
Okay yan, sir.
Yes, Com.
Okay. Sandali lang. Pakilakas naman, hindi namin marinig.
Dito muna.
Nasa computer. Sige, okay lang. Meron kaming technical nangyari. So, inaayos pa namin. So, narinig niyo yung sinabi ni Boss Ronald? Okay.
Pwede ba itong tanggalin? Sige lang, sir.
Questions?
Com, meron akong question.
Kinito, narinig mo ako, Kinito?
Yeah, now, okay na. Okay na ngayon.
Questions, go.
Com, matanong ko lang, no, you mentioned that the sanction will be against NLEX. Bakit NLEX? Were they a party to this agreement between Kiefer and the Japanese team? Why are they being sanctioned? Because unless they're culpable or they are legally liable, or do they have approval for Kiefer to go against his contract, which probably they would not have wanted because the contract is between Kiefer and NLEX. So why is NLEX being sanctioned?
One, yan ang pinag-usapan ng board na agreeable si NLEX. Two, yun nga, parang pinayagan most likely parang ganun ang tono nila. So, yun. Sinabihan namin ng NLEX, agreeable ang NLEX sa sanction. Ayan na napag-usapan sa board, Kinito. Boss, gusto niyo mag-react, Attorney JD?
Just to add sa sinabi ni Kong, as you know, NLEX is the member of the PBA. So we're bound by its rules. As you heard earlier in our statement, we have been giving Kiefer our support from the very beginning. Except that we told him that the support is conditional with him getting approval from the PBA. Right? But regardless, we acknowledge that Kiefer signed at the time, signed with Shiga at the time that his contract with us was still live.
Baka wala ka pang...
Okay.
naririnig nyo kami? Kinita, naririnig mo kami?
Okay, okay, Com.
Okay, ulitin lang.
Sorry, I'll just repeat from the top. Okay, we first of all, ang member ng PBA is the NLEX Road Warriors, right? So we're bound by its rules, its constitution. Now we acknowledge, as we said earlier in our statement, that Kiefer signed his contract with Shiga at the time that his UPC with us was still live. So we acknowledge it's part of our responsibility that we should have been more careful with what Kiefer did. And we acknowledge that, you know, having a live contract with us and him signing with Shiga is something that is that caused this whole fiasco. So in that respect, we acknowledge our mistake, and that's why we're here. That's why we agreed with the PBA. That's why we approached the PBA to look for an amicable settlement and to allow Kiefer to play in Japan. And so we acknowledge the fine that the PBA will impose on the NLEX Road Warriors.
Tama, ganun nga, Kinix. Tama si Attorney JD na parte sila ng pamilya ng PBA. Kasi nga parang, yun nga, pinayagan nila, may live contract. So may pananagutan sila sa PBA. Okay, Kinix?
Thank you, thank you.
Salamat. Jerry Ramos, go ahead.
Ano lang, sabi nyo nga, ayaw nyong banggitin magkano yung ano. Ano lang, ballpark figures, if ever. Nasa millions ba yan or what?
Pare, ballpark figure, pwede bang hindi ko sabihin? Katulad ng sinabi ko, pasensya na kayo. Kami na lang ng NLEX. Pero yun nga, may fine sila. Okay? Pasensya na, Jerry, ha?
Okay, sige. Sige, ikaw.
Mabuhay ka. Questions? Okay. Nasa part 2 tayo. Sandali, ha? Ayusin lang namin yung setup. Huwag kayong alis. Ayusin lang namin yung setup. Nagkagulo kami. Sige, ipakipatay muna. Yan. Sandali lang.